Plastic Model Builders. This is Ari Stone with Plastic Model Builder, and this is our F-35A Lightning II from Tamiya in 1/48 scale. As you can see, I am putting on the hinges on the landing gear doors that go in the rear of the plane. We are going to be putting the hinges on all the other bay doors for this aircraft, and we are going to put them into the plane as well as the missiles and the landing gear. So if you keep watching, you will see all of that. This here is the right gear door that goes in the rear. You put a little glue on there and then just kind of press them into place. Use something to get them in there. It is difficult to reach, that's why you need some sort of device. Don't forget to hit the like button. I love when you do that. Here we are painting various landing gear parts. We're also going to show you putting the landing gear in. The way I did the bay doors was for ease of painting and masking. You could do your model your way. In previous videos you could see where I had them soft attached to the doors with the hinges, and then I broke them off because it was just PVA glue, very easy, doesn't bond, and I was able to do it my way. This here is just struts on the landing gear that we're putting on and painting. Got my silver paint out and stuff like that. Has to be done. It's model making madness. We got to make this look pretty, you know. So get that on there. We are going to be painting right here, which is the landing light. I've got liquid mask on there. That way I could just kind of get it off and it will leave the light clear. Yes, that's how that works. Very easy. Little clear part right there on the clear sprue. There's some other clear parts that are there. I've got some liquid mask on this stuff just to make kind of scraping easier because they were small parts. I didn't want to damage things. It was easier to do it that way. You see me just flaking it off. Rear landing gear. Like I said, these are the struts. Kind of put the stuff on just like that. It's got the little marks in there. Got my little glue. Put that on there. Try not to get it anywhere. Remember to allow notifications as well for these videos. That way when a premiere's coming up, you get a notification and you can watch it and you don't forget about it, so you can watch it with me. So here you got to put the gear struts in. They kind of fit in just like that. Then you have the other pieces. This is how you do it. I showed you that. Fits in just like so. Get that in there. Here's another strut. You see it's got a little hole there. Fit that in. You press it into place. If you need like tweezers or something, do that to move it in. That way you get it in there and you see how that goes. Put your glue on. Make sure it sets. These are in there fairly well. In a different video, you put in the bases for those. So here is the front gear. What you do is you clip off this little piece here that holds it in place and you swing it upward and then you glue it in place. Very simple. Now we've got this green paint. I remember when I first saw stuff thinking, it can't be this green. It really is that green. It's just a limeish, greenish color that you paint these things. You got canisters of all sorts of things that go that color. Anyway, this goes into the front landing gear doors, and we're going to show you that. So keep watching so you can see me glue that in. There we go. It goes into place just like that. There's an open end there because you will put a hinge in there. It's kind of scoots into place and you just put it on in. Remember, we also do live premieres, so make sure you watch with us and chat with us and give me money because you can do that as well. I don't mind. I won't complain. So here's some hinges. You see these going in just like so. That's one that I was talking about where you see it open-ended. Put your glue in, press it in, just like that. You have your other hinge right here on your other door. Get those set in place, and you see how I have everything set on the actual doors now. Got your miscellaneous parts that need to go right in here. Put those all in. Have this kind of snaps into place and hold it there while you put your glue on the hinges and you let it dry. Goes just like that. We will need to put the hinges on the gear itself later on. You see how these bay doors go in. Just kind of press them into place and make sure they're secure. And you have various little components, like I said, for the struts that go into this aircraft. Just like that. Very easy. Glue those into place as well. We have some more parts we got to stick. You see that little hole there? Get your glue in there as best you can. Put this piece in and turn it. That way it aligns properly and is straight, as you can see how I'm doing right here. Now it looks like one whole piece. So we're going to put this here. It is a little tube canister thing. Not exactly sure, but it's on there. Then we have right here, this is part of the strut. You have that, and then you put another piece on top, or at least on the bottom of the strut, however you want to look at it, and then you kind of pinch it together, and that's what it looks like. More model making madness and making things look pretty. Little tedious, that piece is, but it works out great. So more hinges here and doors. This fits inside the airplane. Those are for the bay doors. I know it looks kind of weird, just a small little door on there, but that's how it opens up. And this is a big old spot that you have. You just put it into place and it closes up. Get your glue in there. Also make that look pretty. And you see, these are how these hinges start going in, and this bay door and the weapons bay comes to life. The keynote of this model that they are so proud of with Tamiya. Here, of course, is your left side of the aircraft. You can see how I have the landing gear in there in place. I showed you me doing one of them. So like I said, here's how I do the bay doors. I have the hinge areas for it separated. You can see where I painted. And then I just put the glue back on and let it bond together. And we're good to go. That is one that needs to go in. Same way, kind of snaps into place. And you just get it in there. So just pay careful attention to how you do that. And do it well. Like I said, this is the highlight of the aircraft are these doors, and you see how they go in the missile bays. They kind of like have little areas where you kind of just press them down into it and make sure your glue sets and all that. And you can see this one right here on the other side. You see it's got the little holes. Just kind of put them in. You'll see this one go into it just like that. Press it down firmly. Goes in. Here's a more hole filling, as you could say, how this plane was designed. Just get all these little pieces in here, and it completes the weapons bay. Need to get more doors on though, because I know there are more doors that go into this and make more stuff look pretty. And we're also going to put the missiles in here and the bombs, and put those little balancers on them as well. Tamiya did a good job with those. I'm going to show you how these all fit together. You have to hit the little marks in the little box areas that they have. You see that fitting in right there. That's where the sidewinder is going to go. It's just not really a sidewinder, I'm sorry, but it's still a missile. It's not a Sparrow, but it's bigger than a Sparrow. Looks like a Sparrow. It should be a Sparrow, but it's an AIM-9. And here is one way that I put on the rails for these. I can put them into the little holder there, or you can put them first directly into the bomb and then put the holder onto that, and then you fit that into the plane, because you see the little pins on there that fit nicely inside of the weapons bay. So here, this is the other way of doing it. I showed you one way, and this is the other way. Each piece fits onto it. These are your AIM-9s. You got those little marks, and I told you this is how these go in. So there those go. One on each side, of course. And then you carefully place in your bombs that just kind of fit down in there in those little holes. You don't have to glue them in, but it'd be advised that way they stay in there firmly. Careful with it. It's hard to see what you're doing, but they will fit in there just like that. Another door, like I mentioned, this one has that rod that goes through it that you put in an earlier video during assembly. Get all these glued down and make these look pretty as well. There's a lot of stuff to make look pretty in this video. I am using tube glue to get a really good bond, because it's a lot of surface area right there. And I was worried about liquid cement getting down into there. The very good clear stuff. So place those in. You're going to need something to press these down to get them in there. At least I did with how I did this model. Get a toothpick, I used a cotton swab. Get those in there. Press them down just like so. And then of course you have to do the other side. Same exact way. Get it and press it in. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like to my channel. And as always, until next time, see ya!